Hello, 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 hello. Let me know if you can hear me out there in YouTube land. I think I decided to do a stream at the last minute. Wasn't going to do this, but say, you know what? Bless up, man of God. I don't know why this phone is acting up here, but I decided to do it. Bless up, Icarics, because I said, you know what? It should be fun, actually. See if we come out. Man of God. No, that's clear. Good, 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 good. I'm in a new location. I just arrived in Mobile, and I hurried to set this up. So if you see me struggling, don't blame the host. Actually, I decided to come and do this at the last minute. Wasn't going to do any show, but then realized that you know what? It's the last part of the journey in terms of what this will entail. We need to know where we sit and with what teams. I have a view actually as to how that's gonna look, at least in the first stage of it. I have a view. They're doing ranking and seeds and numbering. I have a feeling we probably draw Honduras actually as part of our zone, which is gonna make it tough. My political affiliation is Berlin, California. Um, actually, you're wrong on that, Christopher Wisdom. A lot of those Indians voted for Trump. You don't know how much Hispanic voted for Trump? How many Mexicans and Venezuelans and Cubans voted for Trump? They thought they had an in. They don't realize that they were going in someplace else. No, you have that backwards, way backwards. So, Chris, are you a Trump supporter? Even though we're here to talk World Cup qualifying. Football. The Heat wicked. The Heat wicked at Jersey. What do you mean, man of God? I don't get that. I'm a little bit slow. And by the way, people, the draw starts in about 17 minutes. So I'm gonna try to figure out if I can put it up because I was told I can't play the draw nor in verbal or video form. So no, go check. A lot of Hispanic voted for Trump. People have a misconception that it was, you know, liberal Caucasians and liberal blacks. A lot of black men, a lot of Hispanic voted for Trump, and they get what they deserve. I have no empathy or sympathy for them. And today I heard Maverick talking about, I'm going to talk about Maverick this evening. Maverick annoys me so much. Sometimes I want to call this program, but you can never get through to say, man, stop. All the time people don't get your nonsense video when they agree with you. But anyway, this is about football. I'm hoping we get a reasonable good zone. If you notice from the previous rounds, actually, which I found interesting, so I can pull this up actually. No, that's not it. This is the previous round, people. If you can see that, because I only have one monitor, so I'm struggling a little bit. Exactly, Toffee Rudy. So if you can see this, actually, I'm trying to check on my other device here to see my channel and see what you're seeing. Because I can't tell from my computer what you're seeing. But if you look at this draw here, it's a little bit small. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Can you see that better? Let me see if that is big, any bigger actually. It's bigger on my screen, maybe not on your screen. I don't think it is. But if you look at this, you can see, just expand your screen, because I can't do it from here. The only team I think, the top two teams in each of those groups that you see, the six groups, were the ones who who were the top of the zone, all but I think Bermuda made it to the next round. So we have gone through that trend, then we should go to the World Cup. Hopefully, we want to continue that trend. But if you look at it, you can see that all the top seeds got through apart from one, I think. And if that's the case, then hopefully it goes the same way. No. But it's all based on who they put in your zone, Flash, right? It's not we're part of the top three. Top three. We're part of the top three. We're in part A. So let me get out of this and bring this up. Now this is in Spanish. If you don't know Spanish, I'm sorry for you. Get out your Google. But in Group 1 is Panama, Costa Rica, and Jamaica. What will happen is the remaining 3 groups will then be seeded under each of those top 3 ones, right? And they use CONCACAF or World Cup points total as the criteria to determine who were the top seeds. So Panama, Costa Rica, and Jamaica are the top seeds. Then they'll align Group 2, which is, and I wasn't going to say the word, Group 2, Group 3, and 4. Very interesting word, actually. Under each of these. So I'd expect Honduras to go to Jamaica, Curacao to go to Panama, and El Salvador to Costa Rica. That's the way I view that. So we see. We'll see how it draws. And if they're going to throw it in the pot and destroy it. Bless up, Drew Ross. Thanks for joining. Well, we hope so, Flash. We hope we don't end up any play. We hope we just go straight through. If we win 4 games, we go to the World Cup. We win all our home games and win 1 away game, we go to the World Cup. That's what I feel. We have a good team. We have a good team. And the team is only getting better. I don't think we should. I'd be very disappointed if we don't just go straight through and get to the World Cup. Right? We're not doing the Oceania route. That's what Trinidad did the last time, right? We're not doing any circuitous route to get to the World Cup. We're going straight. We're going straight. And if we get the players that we should be getting, and you have to understand, people, that the better you do, and I know some people are very concerned about the camaraderie in the team, about how coalesced the team is, about, is there unity in from the perspective of, do we have a cohesive unit? Do we keep chopping and changing a little bit? To me, most national teams are like that. They may have a core group because it's based on pedigree and form, but some people are going to drop out and some people are going to come in. And I expect us to have more players come in. Now, if any player come in subsequent to this window, to me, they got to be Premier League type players. Yeah, no, we're going to get 4. We get all the players coming in now, apart from maybe 1 that I know of. They're coming in. Experience. Got to be careful with that word, right? Because Premier League players, for example, Gray was a Premier League player. He's no longer a Premier League player. So you can't say they're a Premier League player. They have Premier League experience. If Bailey go to Saudi Arabia, he'd be a player with Premier League experience, not a Premier League player. So we're talking about current players versus players who play there. Most of the ones I know, they have Premier League experience. They're quality. The one area, so I'm not giving anything away, because most people know this. The one area that we still struggle with, to me, is midfield. And I was having a discussion with a couple people over the last number of days, very senior personnel. And one thing I impart to them is that the Caribbean and those of Caribbean descent, we don't produce any world-class midfielders. Zero. Whether they're born in England or born in Jamaica or born in Trinidad, we don't produce any world-class midfielders. And you may say, well, aren't there players like Seedorf who came to another country? No. English-speaking Caribbean, those who are in England, we don't produce any world-class players. None. So I'm going to call everyone's coming. How do I put this? Because I sometimes I know more than I should know, to be honest. I'm be honest. I don't think Rafa's gonna be with the squad. That's all I'll say about that. I don't think Rafa's gonna be with the squad. If the coach has been playing Ravel on a consistent basis, think about it. And he needed help in midfield at some point, and he had games where he's up 3-0 and he put him in with like less than 10 minutes remaining. The coach is not seeing enough from Ravel to have him in the team from where I sit. Hey, Rudy, I'm not stopped doing YouTube. Let's be clear on that, people. So I should be clear because I think I've sent some wrong message and wrong information. Just a float management. I'm still going to do YouTube, and I may still do Reggae Boyz, but I'm not going to do what I do now. So like, I put it this way: if I do 10 shows on YouTube going forward, 1 or none may be Reggae Boyz. If I don't get to my 3,000 in the next 2 days, seriously, that's the criteria. Because I spend too much time doing Reggae Boyz at the expense of so many other things. And if I'm not going to return on my investment, I can't keep doing it. I'd be stupid, right? I'd be stupid to do that. So I'm not going to say I'm going to stop doing Reggae Boy cold, but I'm not going to be doing Reggae Boy show 2-3 times a week. I'm not doing it. If I get to 3,000, I got to figure that out too because Tuffy, as you probably know, Tuffy from me, I have a lot on my plate I like to do. Like, look at California burning down, as Wisdom says, and I'm not doing anything on it, right? Look at what's happening in Gaza. I'm not doing anything on it. Look what happened to Trump. I'm not doing anything on it. Like, those are meaty topics with a lot of views. I had my other channel, which I haven't looked at, my Balance B channel. When Trump first came out, I did one show and I had 1,400 views and I had like 10 subscribers, people. That's where the viewership is. So you got to go where the views are. And I'm not getting sued from my Jamaica people as I would like. So what I got to do? Got to go where the people want me. No. No name brand, Jonathan, no. Mr. Galaxy. So let me repeat. There are 6 to 7 players in the pipeline. You guys got to understand this. Getting your papers is not an easy thing. And in fact, papers 2 years ago, I still can't figure out what the hell the papers are. Trying to get your papers, and the JFF doesn't have a program like FIBA, the Basketball Association, or like lacrosse and all those others, where they have some association between PICA and the JFF, and for a quick, expeditious way to process papers. They don't have that. Probably need to put one in place. No, I don't think so. I think they'll have the games. Look, people, we can understand this. There's a lot happening that should be covering. That's America is in a very difficult place. Actually, I know we can talk football here, but people are pushing back. They don't want a totalitarian regime. They don't want to be Russia, and Trump is like Putin. So there gonna be some difficult times ahead if you're in the U.S. Actually, I'm glad in I mean, maybe I should just stay in Jamaica and rent a place for another 2 years out here. Hey, by the way, people, I took a lot of videos driving from Kingston to Mobile today. I missed some doozies. My brother actually stays in Jamaica, and he drives like Lewis Hamilton. I swear to God, he drives like Lewis Hamilton. He's a very good driver, by the way, like excellent driver. But he drives like Lewis Hamilton. Sometimes maybe a little bit more reckless. And I missed some doozies today of people doing crazy things on the road and him avoiding them. And I'm so mad at myself. As I click my video off, because you can't record away from Kingston to Montego Bay, as I clicked off, a doozy came up. I'm getting an example doozy. A guy's in the left lane. He's overtaking on the right, and the guy turned right to go across the street. I swear you. And I missed it. And I was so pissed at myself. Like some doozies. And you know people in Jamaica don't drive slow, right? Anyway, let's go to CONCACAF football. But I took a lot of videos and pictures. I'm gonna do a whole I'm gonna do a little video on that because I think it's interesting. Um, I haven't. I've been in Jamaica, Drew, so I haven't followed it very, very closely. But I'll say this: drastic times call for drastic measures. People are gonna respond based on how they feel. Um, if your family, if you live someplace and people just come in and raid and start deporting you, what do you got to lose? Seriously, you're gonna go back to an environment where you probably have suffering, you have no future. It's tough, right? So I don't think they should burn down the country and burn down things. But I think Trump is playing with fire. And he thinks he's gonna show force. He doesn't understand what force creates in a democratic environment. I think he believed that he's probably Putin. He's gonna use force to quell things. You can use force. There's repercussions for force. Yeah, of course, of course, of course, of course, of course. Yeah, but driving from Kingston, and by the way, people, we didn't drive the highway route. I want to see Jamaica in the back route, and it was just interesting. I'm gonna narrate some of the videos. And I was saying this thing about Jamaica. Jamaica people, I'm gonna talk patois. I will pack here about Jamaica, you know. Me rotten. As them say. car. They look like they make cars in Jamaica. And when I was going to Jamaica, you know, somebody have a car for like 20 years and they nurse that car until it can't move anymore. Not anymore, people. But anyway, you can see I've been here for a little while. Let's go to CONCACAF and talk to football. Um, so let's see how the draw is. I actually, I don't want to say I don't care about the draw, but I am so confident that we're going to go through. And maybe it's a sense of arrogance on my part and Jamaican coming out of me. I just think whoever is in our zone, the team we're going to have, we should beat them. We should beat them. Igor probably says, Cranky, call me crazy, but I want different group. Jamaica, Salvador, Nicaragua. Igor Republic, where you drink my youth? Igor Republic, what are you talking about? Why? By the way, people, there's the last round, so there's no really easy team. Personally, I would like Bermuda. I would like El Salvador. I don't want to work with us. If I get Trinidad, fine. If I get Trinidad, fine. Trinidad's a much better team, and they bring in people in, and they're playing good football. When we play them in Unity Cup, they dominate the midfield, to be frank. But I think our offense is so potent, especially up front, and our defense is going to be so good, I think we can manage them. No float. Not a good idea. Float. I don't think so. Float. Too much competition. And by the way, but people, I did a piece with B. I stayed at the AC hotel, and I messed up. So I was doing a piece with one of the salesperson. 15 minutes into the video, I realized I didn't press the start button. The person was happy, but I did a little part of it. I missed the best part of it, but I did a part. I'm gonna publish that too. I would agree, Mr. Galaxy. I don't want Honduras either. We struggle with Honduras. We have beaten them about 7 times in a row. We struggle with Honduras. Yeah. Tony Brush says, "You're ready. I don't want to be joined the same group as Haiti or Trinidad." Yeah, it's a good point you're making in terms of trying to get the English, not English speaking, because Haiti's not English speaking, but those teams to be in another zone. Yeah. Yeah, Drew Ross. Drew Ross is bad. I've been doing that update, Drew Ross. I took a trip to California, and I don't know what's happening. I think it's my phone because I have 2 phones. One when I press, it just records. The other one I press, and I realize I pressed it, but it's not recording. I don't know what's happening to my phone. So annoying and so frustrating because 10 minutes into the video, and I was feeding good people. The man started talking about performance and charging and maintenance, and I felt good. I look on my phone, blank as day, nothing. So cranky YouTuber Anton down said, "Read a bit of a man showing his face, saying he used $200 to protest and tear up the place." Yeah, I wonder who offered him $200. You gotta be careful about that, you know. You could have a reverse thing being done, Lovell. You don't realize that. A Republican could be doing it. So they can then have justification for pursuing those perpetrators. Never know. No flash, they don't. They don't know a lot of these people, things are taken from them. And yeah, it's kind of sad. I guess we can read the start. You hear in the background, that's music. The George read the start. So we're gearing up. We're gearing up, people. We're gearing up. Gearing up. Be a good thing. It'd be a very good thing. And by the way, people, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you haven't shared the video, please do so. I still need about 50 people to stop me from being stupid and not do Reggae Boyz football. And if I don't get the 50, I gotta go through my word. I gotta keep my word. Somebody told me to extend the timeline. I was like, I don't think that's the right thing to do. Because it doesn't want Honduras. Well, who do we want? We don't want Haiti. We don't want Trinidad. We don't want Honduras. We don't want Suriname. Latin American teams are tough, because they play possession football. So it's tough. But I I'm encouraged by our last performance, our performances. So I can't hear guys because I'm on this thing, right? So you guys can hear what he's saying. I would just have to indicate when he puts it up, what he puts up. But I can't listen, otherwise it will come to you can't broadcast it actually on this channel on YouTube. Yeah, you can't broadcast the audio or the video. I know he's talking about the World Cup qualifiers, blah blah blah. So we'll see what happens. And I'm trying to find out where I can actually find a picture so I can post it when you start making the draws. I have it here, but let me make sure I'm on the list here. Say CONCACAF YouTube channel. I don't want to put something up which I'm going to get dinged by YouTube for, so I have to be careful with that. It's funny that these same people agree with the rights people have to Israel, but not the rights people have to Western Europe. Yeah, but we have to understand, Flash, is the world is unfair, the way I put it. Very unfair. People in Gaza are struggling to they're getting starved, they're second class citizens, they're getting bombed and splintered, and people are just, oh, okay, don't go and realize, I don't care. So some people have those privileges in life. I'm not sure how the law works, but some people have those privileges, and it's very unfortunate. All right, Top. Don't milk this. Just draw the darn thing so we can get over it. Don't milk it. Don't milk it. But you guys like to milk these things. Don't milk it. Do not milk it. Foreign Spider says, once Gold Cup and World Cup starts, we get more views and subscribers easily. Wait till then to reassess. Yeah, we'll see. Foreign Spider. I still think I need to take a break though because it takes a lot of time to do this. Yeah, and skin color is very simplistic, flashy, isn't it? It's amazing how that works. Brahman's a cranky. The fans are hired from team now. When them going World Cup for them. What do you mean, Brahman? The fans are hired from team now. When them going World Cup for them. I'm not sure I understand, Brahman. I don't think we've done the best job of bringing out fans to support Reggae Boyz. I was in a dinner 2 days ago, and some people in Jamaica didn't know the Reggae Boyz were playing. In fact, I know people who used to play football with didn't know Reggae Boyz were playing. They're like, "What are you talking? They playing that game really?" My brother didn't know, and he used to play football. So I'm not sure. And maybe some people just doing it going their lives. Maybe I'm not sure what it is. How you reach those people? I think about what forums do you have to reach people, not just traditional radio media. That's why YouTubers are important to football, actually. What is he saying? Brother, I walk on this. No, sir. He don't really care. He don't really care. No, well, he probably would be if we go to workout, but he's not most people. That's probably most people plastic. Oh, oh, I apologize for being slow. You want to say to that? No, no, no. People just want to get to the workout. They ain't worried about who they're gonna see at the workout. People don't understand. You want to get in the door. When you get in the door, you worry about it afterwards. I know I get what you're saying. Sorry, I apologize. You don't want to see people now because you just want to get to the big dance. When you get to the big dance, then we start, saying, okay, now who we gonna play, and then it's gonna be the same process actually. You want to get to the next round. You want to avoid all the best teams. You don't want to be in the same zone with the Spain and the Portugals, but you have to be because you're gonna be seated much lower. That's why your ranking is important, but to get to be ranked as high as possible. Yeah, that's true, but you also want to avoid a more difficult situation, right? That's like everything in life. The easiest way you can get to the final of anything in life is what you try to do. So I understand the concept, which is you got to beat who's in front of you, but you also got to be concerned that too many tough games can get you in trouble. They're showing a lot of highlights here, and I don't really care about highlights. I just want to see the draw. I just want to see the draw. So let's start. Let me see if I can hear something. Now, before today's draw. Oh, Lord. A lot of talking, no substance. Hey, Flash G, the support was good the other night, actually. I think people are predicting between, say, 12 and 18,000 came. It's hard to see, but people turned out. And here's what's great about what happened the other night. The team showed up, Flash G. That's of Richard Green. So you know Jamaica wasn't winning at home, right? We weren't winning at home. Let me move this chair, people. Sorry, we weren't winning at home, and it wasn't looking good for the home fans. But we won at home. We won convincingly. Some people say, "Well, Guatemala didn't play their best team." Yeah, they played their team. Guatemala played. It wasn't another country, and I think we showed up, and the team played well and was dominant. So we'll see what happens. But no, I think the crowd will show up. I'm sure if we go to World Cup, I'm probably gonna come back to more games to Jamaica. I mean, I hate flying, but I'll probably come back to more games. By the way, people, I will admit my time here has been great. Actually, the people I've met people from the JFF. I've met YouTubers. I've met the everyday Jamaicans. It's been a great experience. The only place I've been treated better is probably India, but that was because I had a team over there and I got treated like a celebrity. But that's another story. But no, it's been great actually. People here have been good. So you gotta get used to the aggressive driving, but people have been good. In India, there's many more cars. The driving is more chaotic. It's just much slower. So your risk is lower. Your risk is lower. When you hit something, you can recover from it. Here, the speed is something different. Now let's see what the draw says. Let's see what the draw says. Come on, people. Put up the name. Put up the name. Put up the name. Let's see what they bring up. A lot of talking and no action. And I can't hear a word this man is saying, which is sad, actually. Yes. Really, Farmer? That's interesting. Actually, Jamaica has good roads, people. Apart from the roads, so here's what happened in Jamaica. You know, they built out these new highways, but the ones that were there before, like drove on today, are those when I avoid toll. They have really maintained some of them a certain way, right? So we came through the hills to avoid St. Ocho Rios. And if you drive at night, you're going to drop in a lot of potholes. Some elements of the road were good, others were big potholes. But if you take the highway or from Ochi to Montego Bay, or even in Kingston, the thing that impressed me the most so far on the roads was the roads are clean, people. They must have street sweepers out there 24/7, I swear. Like, I don't see any debris on the road. I mean, maybe it's where I was staying or whatever it is, but wherever I go, if I went to Tree, if I went to, I didn't go to Crossroads. I'm in New Kingston, I went to Stadium, I drove all the way through Spanish Towns, all the way down Whole Harbor. I didn't see any debris on the road. It's crazy. So, impressed with the cleanliness of the roads. But I think one thing I'm gonna dig people on, people, if you have a building, and it's a little bit seasoned, put some paint on the building, people. Put some paint on it. Just paint it, man. Now, killer, paint the building. Paint it. Jesus. Paint the building. Make it look aesthetically pleasing. Some people do the draw, do the draw. We have 4 rounds. This is don't make you're making this into a show. It's supposed to be a show, but some people impatient. They want them team where the team ends up. A lot of talking, no output. Uh, if I was to pick my teams, I think I would want definitely want. I don't mind if I get well pot four. Bermuda would be good. El Salvador would be good. 'Cause I don't think El Salvador plays well. Honduras is more athletic actually. And then I don't know what the other team I'd like. That's a good one. I have to figure that out. So if I was to, hmm, I don't think we'll see Guatemala again, so we can forget that one. We may go to Trinidad and Bermuda. That's what I think. Let's see what we have. They have the pots up there. We're gonna do the drawings. I'm trying to find where they put this up on their website. I'm on their website. I don't see it. I do not see it. They have a latest news section. I'm trying to find where they have it. So when they put it up, I can just um, put it up. Official draw. So we have 12 teams that advanced from the last round to this round. We will have 3 zones of 4 teams each. Each team will play a total of 6 games. And then at the end of 6 games, the top 3 teams automatically qualify for the World Cup. 2 other teams will move on to play other teams from other regions. One is from the Oceania region. And that should be interesting, actually, in terms of as how Trinidad made the last World Cup. Actually. But we don't want to even think about that. That's not part of what we're thinking about. We want to go straight in without having to go through some circuitous route. So they call it a single blindside system based on FIFA ranking. They have 4 pots. They're not walking through the process. And I'm trying to find where it is. I can put it up, but I don't see it. Football. And a lot of people are watching this. A lot of people from this region are watching this draw. All right, so I think I have an opportunity here to do something. I'm gonna try to do something cute. Save the pictures. All right, I think I have something here that I can do. Try and do this. Hmm. I hear you, Flash. I'm trying to do something here, people, but it's not working. I gotta revisit it. Let me do this again. Group A, Group B, Group C. Okay. So I switched off from that because I'm trying to pull something up. So I want to maybe draw. If we draw Guatemala again, that concept wouldn't make sense to me, but it's possible. It depends on how they see. It all depends on how they see. All depends on how they see people. So we'll see how that works. All right, let me go back to YouTube and see where they are. I'm doing a lot of talking. I thought they would have a picture here I could just pull up, so maybe I'll just create one myself. Normally, when I have two monitors, this is really easy to do. It's a little bit more difficult now. Panama and Jamaica. Jamaica is Group B. So Costa Rica. Why are you doing this? We know who the three people are. Okay, let me do this. I only have one monitor because I'm on the road. It doesn't work as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare the listing, and so when it's done, I'll just put up the four groups. So El Salvador going to be in Panama zone. That's bad for Jamaica, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, Panama, El Salvador. I don't think that's good for us, actually. I don't think that's good for us. Curacao in our zone. That's a good team, people. They got a lot of players of Dutch descent in their team, so that may make it more challenging and more difficult. Some people would say, why do we care? We're supposed to be able to dominate. I don't know. So in Group 1, we have Panama, El Salvador, Jamaica, Curacao. We avoid Honduras. Not a bad deal. We avoid Honduras. Not a bad deal. I'm sure Honduras is not happy. I'm sure Honduras is not happy. They can't be happy, frankly. That's tough. Then forgive me, people. You're watching and I'm watching. I'm trying to do something here, so I can do something more creative to get this done. And we have, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. We have TNT. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Those are good matches. That looked like that was orchestrated. Oh no. We have TNT. Not a good thing. So we have, oh, we don't want TNT. Too much. Jeez. So one of us not going to the World Cup the regular way. Oh, Group C looks like the group of death to me. Group C looks like a group of death so far. Suriname. Oh, we avoided Suriname. I think we have a very manageable group, actually. I think we have a manageable group. I think we have a manageable group. I am very pleased with our drawing. I'm sorry. I know some people may agree, but I am very pleased with our drawing. Very pleased. Apart from Trinidad, frankly, but very, very pleased. Can't complain. Gotta draw somebody, as they say. So those are the drawings. Group A, Panama, El Salvador, Guatemala, Suriname. Group B, Jamaica, Curacao, Trinidad, Tobago, and Bermuda. Group C, Costa Rica, Honduras, Haiti, Nicaragua. Let me see if I see this someplace, or do I have to? You know what? I'll just take the list, pull it in without having to redo it. Give me 1 second, people. Let me pull this up. I was actually typing it in, but given that they just put it up here, let me crop this. Let me crop this, and then I put it up. So what are you guys' thoughts? What are your thoughts? Are you happy with the draw? Is this what you wanted? Is this the best Jamaica could do in terms of the seedings? I think this is wonderful draw. The gods, I think, are on our side. At least from where I sit, anyway. I think the gods are on our side. Let me know what you guys think. I apologize, but I'm trying to do something here. Let me see if I can download this now. Copy photo. I don't think we could get a better draw, to be honest. And I'm sure I'm gonna get a call from my good friend before the game saying this is a setup. I want some Caribbean team to go to the World Cup. I bet he gonna say so. I know it's gonna say they don't want some Caribbean team to go to the World Cup. They've set us up. You could be right, but these things are supposed to be drawn. Um, they're supposed to be drawn objectively. Supposed to be drawn by some sort of accounting firms, and therefore it shouldn't be that it's something that was manipulated. But you know what? You never know. Let me try to pull it up on the screen, people. It's let me know what your thoughts are on the draw. You think it's good? You think it's bad? Could we have done better? I think we have done as well as we could do. Seriously. Trinidad is a tough one. Trinidad is a tough one. Right? Oh, sorry, people. Wrong one. Let me try to pull up the right one. I think we have done as well as we could do. I'm trying to pull up the one that I just saved. What time is it? 8:23. Are you guys comfortable with the draw? Somehow I saved this thing and it's not showing up. This is annoying. Let me try to save it again and then pull it up for everyone. World Cup qualifiers. What are you guys' thoughts? Is this as good as it gets for us? Why? The Jamaican arrogance start kicking. Well, on the play now. The Jamaican arrogance start kicking already. Help us, Lord. I hope we make it. I hope we make it. I saved this thing and it's not showing. What the hell is happening here? Give me a second, people. I'm trying to pull this thing up. I saved it and now I am not seeing it, which is horrible. Save to files. World Cup qualifiers. Let's do iCloud. You know, we have this as a people. We say we're arrogant. Maybe you want to call us. We somehow people. I saved this thing here, and when I go in my files, it's not showing up. So I apologize profusely. I don't know what's happening, unless it's not saving when I put it up, and it's not saving the right way. All right, maybe that's good. You know what I do? We try to find the CONCACAF site and see if I refresh if it shows up. No, it's not showing up. CONCACAF qualifiers. Nope, can't show you. But guys, says, whoa, that's honestly basically a dream draw. We shouldn't take anyone lightly though. It is a dream draw. It's a dream draw. It's as best as it could get. Seriously, it's a dream draw. It is definitely a dream draw. We should not complain about this draw. Definitely shouldn't complain. Okay. And you look at the other teams, I don't think anybody is as happy as we are. Well, maybe Trinidad is happy also. Probably think they could beat us. Let me pull this up. So this is the draw, people. This is the draw. Took me too long to go find it. Your thoughts, your perspective. I know they're good, but we can beat them. I know they're good, we can beat them. You're afraid of you're afraid of Curacao? El Salvador, Guatemala, Suriname. Not the worst group. Guatemala's beatable. Panama has gone through. I think Haiti could be dangerous depending on who they bring in. I think Costa Rica, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, people. I'm sure Trinidad gonna come out guns blazing. Curacao is probably the toughest team in the zone for us. We should go to the World Cup. Yeah, Costa Rica should have the group. Depending on what Haiti does, and Panama will have the group. I think we should be able to go through. Andre sent me. You know when you get those pictures with eyes in it, you know those wide eyes. That's what Andre sent me. Pictures with wide eyes. Like, huh? What the hell? Yeah, that's what he just sent me actually. Um, I would have preferred we didn't draw Trinidad, to be honest. But Jamaica and Trinidad is great. They only play each other nowadays, but they're not up with their best teams. So it should be interesting how that works out, actually. But let me see all your thoughts. Um, you know what? You're right. I should call him. Let me find. You know what? What's up? Good point. Good point. Let me see if I can find it. I gotta connect to my Wi-Fi here. I'm in a different place. But yeah, I'm gonna call him. Great point, actually. Let me try to connect Wi-Fi. It should be interesting. Let me see if Andre is as optimistic as we are. I'm sure Trinidad think they can beat us, actually, even though things have changed over the years. I'm sure they think they can beat us. You know what? Instead of me calling Andre, I'm gonna do something even better. Wait if I can find. Wait, hold on. 1 second, people. Right. Copy. I'm gonna try to do something. Let's say if Andre is available. He may be at practice, so I don't know where he is. I'm gonna tell him the people want him. This thing is not. It's not good. I'm trying to send him. I don't know why this thing is missing out. So he can join me. Uh, I don't think my thing here is allowing me to copy and just put on my phone. I don't know why it's not doing it. Normally, that's how I do it. Or if I can't do it that way, then I send him an email. But I'm trying to send him the link. You know what? I'm gonna do this. He's not on the link, so he texts me, but he's not on the link. He's not on the link. Just sent out their thing about the draw. You guys think is the best draw we could have? Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Could we have had a better draw than what we had? What are your thoughts? Yeah, we don't run up the score on people. We don't run up scores on people. We struggle with BVI. Let's remember that. And Bermuda have a lot of overseas players actually. That's why they are in this round. They have a lot of overseas players. A lot. A lot of overseas players. Like everybody else actually. Hey, Andre, if you're around, let me text him. I'd love to get Trinidad's perspective. So Trinidad and Jamaica will be fighting for $12 million. Noah Day says best draw ever. DW said it is what it is. By the way, people, if you haven't done so, hit the like button, subscribe. Could people come save me? People save me from myself. People save me from myself. I'm trying to put my chair up here. Save me from myself. People save me from myself. Hit the like button and subscribe. And if you have a friend, tell a friend or tell a friend to subscribe. I got like 2 more days to reach a certain number. And it's not looking great. Even though I know someone at JC, when a family member has been getting me a number of subscribers to push the numbers up. But come people, hit the subscribe button, hit the linkage. Let's see. We want to see you. You know what? I'll call him. Okay, I don't know if he's available. I'm going to call him. I am going to call him. Let me just see something. Because I do have Mr. I don't know, Andre. I don't see him anyplace. I don't know where he is. I assume if he texts me, then he must be around. I wonder if Trinidad wanted us. Let me find out. I'm calling Andre, people. Igor Robert says, Cranky, we should be fine as long as Coach McClaren feel our best out of the team instead of a balanced team. Andre not picking up people. Andre got into hiding. And I'm going to beat him, right? The worst thing could happen is Trinidad kicks you or know what? Because I would never be able to leave it down with Andre, ever. So it better be Trinidad. Yeah, I think on even though we have beat Honduras 7, so let's go through each of the group people. Panama, the class of the teams that are not in the top 3, frankly. And in fact, they're pushing some of the teams in the top 3, like the United States, given how they've played, especially they played in Copa and they've played more recently. And Panama doesn't have a lot of big name players, but they have a lot of players who play decent football. El Salvador, good team, but they're not in Panama's class. That is Guatemala. Suriname may be a wild card. Let's see who's Suriname have on their team. It could be a wild card. If we go to people, please hit the like button. We're at 99 likes. I'd love to get it up to 100 or more. Andre just tried to call me. I don't know what happened. Andre, you're live on the on YouTube. You're live in the public media. Anything you say can be held against you. I don't want any tears. I don't want any crying. I don't want any reflections. I don't want any nothing. I just want you to tell us. I sent you the link to come on the channel, Oh, you finished practice. Okay. It was a practice, people. Okay. Boy, did you want this, Joe? Seriously, did you want us or did you want this? Process life, you can't control it. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Can you tell Audrey to come on the phone, please? Can you please ask Andre to come to? I call for Andre. Who's this? Who's this? Hello, hello. Oh, hey, hello. Can you send Andre on the phone? I know it's a practice. Is he talking to the kids? Is he talking to the kids? Where is he? Sorry about that. They do what they do. I agree with that. Hey, do you notice they put all the to the right all the Spanish team in Group C? No, that's not true. Haiti's in there. That's not true. It's beautiful. Man, all the dance floor are going to Jamaica. So if the locals don't want to turn up, that's their problem. We go to Jamaica. Go play Jamaica. I ever say this, people. I gotta keep my media back. No, I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. But yeah. So here's what's good about the draw, right? Either way, I expect us. If the Curacao is good, we should have to finish 1-2, and then somebody gets to play in Oceania or something. Depending on how well they do, because two of the three teams in the zones go through, right? Two of the best two teams, remaining two teams, get to go through. Best two. Yeah, the two best I can play. Right. So yeah. That's gonna be interesting to see how that goes. The concerns, right? Yeah. Actually, you'd have done better in the Panama zone. No, that was Panama, and these are probably running too. Costa Rica and Panama are the class of these three zones, right? Based on history. So wherever you go, you have to deal with them if you don't deal with them in Jamaica. So that's the challenge you face. Right. I think that's true. That's true. No. That's the reason why we're bringing more players. That's why we're resting on our laurels. I don't care who wanna complain about who not coming. I don't give a damn what people talk about. Oh, the team should be settled. We're gonna settle with some Premier League players. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, yeah. A lot of money. We're talking about all the Honduras, Nicaragua, all those Spanish teams against Spanish teams, and us and you. Yeah, it's a lot of money to be made. A lot of money to be made. Yeah, and that's a good thing for Dwight, right? I actually, when you played us in the Unity Cup, I thought he was trying to play football. That's what I said actually. And you guys are better than us in the midfield in that game. I think we have a little more potency up front and probably defensively. But I think in the midfield, you guys are pretty, and with your son and a couple of people are pretty decent. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it works out. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be regardless. It's gonna be a fun World Cup qualifying rounds. 6 games, yeah. Because think about it. We don't have to go to Latin America. You know, you know. Wait. What up? People are not hearing the conversation. You guys make you wonder if it was really it. So yeah, now it looked like it was streamlined to probably wouldn't be as costly as it's supposed to be. So yeah, this is what this is not those two that stay at work center. You're going to be staying in good hotel. They go stay at no room that they tell you. You don't stay some next day. Really interesting. Can you guys hear me? I know you guys can hear. I buy VIP tickets? No. Buy no. Where's the time? Yeah, no. You don't. You go bitches. You have some people. Hold on. Let me take this off. Can you people say they can't hear me? Let me take up. One second. Okay, can you guys hear me now? Wait, hold on. I have background noise. He's kicking range of me, so you know how it works. Can you guys hear me? I put the sound on high. I took off my headset. Can you guys hear us now? Let me know if you can hear us, bro. I'm not getting this phone. Is it? No. I'm going to check up. You can come. It's a dollar. So let me do that. Let me type. Can you guys hear me now? Let me see if they can hear me. And then Andre, I send you the link. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. I thought the audio. Hey, one second, Andre. Can you guys hear? You guys can't hear. You can't hear me now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I just put my headset back on. Okay, they can hear me, but they can't hear you. All right, good. No, Andre's not talking. Andre, if you can put the link on while you're driving, I don't want you to drink. I don't want you to drive and drink. No, not drive and drink. I mean drive and watch. Ever watch. You can go on StreamYard, Andre, but don't come on camera. You can even come on camera. It doesn't really matter because you're not gonna take your eyes off the road, and then you can talk. It'll be easier. So let's see how that works. So they can hear me now, but they can't hear you. So someone says Tapa would have qualified for the World Cup if he had gotten this group. Well, life is about timing, isn't it? Life is about timing, people. So you know how that works. Life is about timing. Andre's trying to get on the link, people, so we'll wait for him. But no, the Trinidad Jamaica thing is always there. It's gonna be interesting how that works out. Flash says Kevin Tapa is the coach. It's not Tapa time, it's McClaren's time. We're gonna help McClaren complete his legacy. He's gonna get to a World Cup. He's gonna have that on his resume. England fired him way back when he struggled, he couldn't get to the World Cup. Hit the like button, people. Share the video. Share the link. I apologize for the audio earlier. I'm not sure what transpired actually. That's the why there was a struggle, but it's good now. I said, I think it's great we have TNT. All right, I think I hear Andre. Andre, I hear you, but I don't see you. What happened? Oh, yeah. All right, Andre. Andre, can you hear me? I know I'm not hearing you. You tried to come on a while ago.
Frankie.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you guys hear Andre? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Andre?
What's going on here?
I can hear you. And you're on screen.
All right, okay. Okay, I can hear you now.
Can you guys hear Andre? Hey, best of Eddie Gooner. And Eddie Gooner, thanks for the hospitality. You and CC were great to me. I link up with Eddie Gooner. People, that's why I was at the press conference, which I was glad I went actually.
I didn't.
Can you guys? Okay, so they can hear you, Andre. Go ahead, Andre.
Yeah, I
Andre,
didn't.
please don't cry. Don't cry on national TV.
No,
Um,
there's no reason to cry. What I would say, I never expected that we'd have a real opportunity to go back to a World Cup so soon.
whoa, that's big. Whoa, I love that. I love that. You sound Jamaican. You sound Jamaican. You sound,
now, so- now you know it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be a tough one. I mean, that group is not easy. As I said
no, it's
just
not.
now, Kios, Ki- Curacao is good, and Jamaica, very good team. Bahamas showed that they could win a football match when it matters. So it's not going to be as easy because, as you know, playing away from
It's not.
home.
It's not Bahamas. Is it Bermuda? It's Bermuda, right? It's not Bahamas.
Yeah, Bermuda, sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's not confuse those two countries so they can beat us. That
No,
we're
it's
disrespecting them,
Bahamas, isn't it? It's Bahamas.
right? Is it Bahamas or Bermuda? Why am I thinking it's
Yeah, it's
Bermuda?
Bahamas.
Okay.
They showed that they could win a football match when it matters, and playing away from home can be challenging sometimes. So there's a lot of risk involved. So I don't think it's a smooth sailing for anybody.
It's Bermuda, Andre. It's not Bahamas. Let me just
Bermuda,
say this.
okay.
Let me just say this, people. We not have chance to bust our youth. Both Trinidad and Jamaica have chance to bust. There's no bigger stage than the World Cup to bust our youth. So we have chance to bust you. Especially the first two games don't go your way. You can bust all the youth you want bust.
6 games, 18 points at stake.
Yeah,
18
yeah.
points at stake. Well, Dwight is gonna have to earn his money.
The Whites, every one of these 12 teams gonna earn their money because every team and every country have expectations. They don't care about the teams that they're playing. They have expectations. They got to this far, they have expectations, right? And they're gonna spend all the money they can and all the time they can, the resources, to give themselves the best chance to win.
And I like this format. We may have to cancel the MOU that we have for the time being.
No, 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 no. It's an IOU. It's not MOU. We owe you a beating.
Yeah, that's gonna. Could you imagine? Could you imagine Mason Greenwood going to Trinidad?
No, hey, can you imagine Mason Greenwood scoring a screamer from 35 yards out like he did
I
the
know.
other day? That's what I'm looking forward to.
I know those guys. They're gonna kick him.
You can't kick what you can't see. Um, it's gonna
Ah!
be fun. Hey, the banter gonna be fun, people. The banter gonna
So-
be fun.
somebody somebody called me just now. I was just finishing up practice and said, "Did you see the draw?" I said, "No." I didn't realize it was 7:30 already. I was supposed to finish at 7:30. They said we get Jamaica. I said, "Stop joking. There's no way that could happen," and it happened. And
Wow.
I had some variations of the groups that I put together, and none
Right?
of them none of them had Jamaica and Trinidad in the same group.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, none of them had Jamaica and Trinidad in the same group.
Wow.
I figured that I did believe that we had a better chance of qualifying in the top three if we're in a group with Costa Rica.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I believe. Our results against Costa Rica have always been narrow.
Yeah, so people here in the groups again, people. If you just joined us and you are under a rock or you're just coming in from work, sorry. There are three groups in the last round of the World Cup qualifiers in CONCACAF. There are 12 teams, Group A, B, and C. These are the draws for the 12 teams. Panama, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Suriname. A tough group for the three. I don't think for Panama, to be honest. Group B, Jamaica, Curacao, Trinidad, and Tobago, and Bermuda. I think Jamaica feel very good about this, but it's going to be challenging. Curacao is good, and Trinidad and Tobago continues to improve, and a very resilient team. And then Group C, we have Costa Rica, Honduras, Haiti, Nicaragua. I must admit, I am glad we avoided Honduras because even though we beat them 7 times, we have not played them well. There's some things where fight, style make fight. We don't to be match up well with Honduras. Than the last time we played them. But Haiti is also a dark horse, right? You don't know who's coming from Haiti.
It's
In
it,
that
it,
zone, you don't know who's coming from Haiti. And
it's really interesting how it turned out.
it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting how it turned out. But look, it make the next 2 months
Bush, but you're
exciting.
breaking up. Wait. By the way, I know you
Yeah.
live in the bush, but you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
I think I
I know you're in
think are
suburbia.
you are you still in Jamaica?
Yes, I am in. Wait. I am in paradise. Let me just say that I'm in paradise, people. Paradise, people. Paradise. This is not the Jamaica I left before COVID. I'm telling you, it's a different Jamaica.
So for the next few days, the next few weeks, YouTube in this space is going to be
Hot.
interesting.
It's gonna be hot, 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 hot,
Yeah,
hot.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's going to be hot. That's
You know what we need? We need some Trinidad YouTubers to link up with some Jamaican YouTubers and
I,
have some
I've I
conversation.
see some guys. I see some guys popping up lately, but the 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 conversations. Uh,
Oh, they need work. You mean they need work?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's different to this space. I mean, guys share their opinion. They believe in what they're saying. I think guys are some of the conversations I hear is just it sound to me a little bit biased and in favor of that battle that you're fighting in terms of the local players. I think they're very
Right,
like I heard a guy today. We got a red card in the game, and it really was a silly red card from the player's perspective. He had no right. He was already on a yellow, and he made a tackle. He stepped on the guy's foot. The ref gave him a second yellow, and the guy is
right,
making a case that you know the ref every time we play these teams, it's bias against us, and we get these calls that, and at the moment it looked like we was coming back in the game. You got to hold the kid accountable. He was reckless. He was you got to hold him accountable. He needs to be more professional than that.
right.
And that for me is not an honest conversation, right?
No, look, I think fans sometimes are very biased, and fans have to understand that when your players make mistakes, you got to be accountable and fess up to it and move on.
Yeah,
Right?
and you
Don't
guys
make
critique.
excuse. Don't make excuse for bad behavior. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys critique, criticize, take on the powers that be. They're not going to do that in that space. They're just going to be, you know. I don't think it's for
Yeah.
me. I don't think it's worth the listen from what I heard so
Yeah.
far. So
Right. Okay. Well,
but
look,
hey,
look. We started someplace, and they're starting someplace. And
yeah.
if we can help them get to a good place, even though we also struggling sometimes, as you
Well,
know.
well,
So- so-
well, engage them. Try to do a stream like you did with those guys from England. Um,
yeah, that's a good idea actually. That's a good
yeah, and
idea.
really set it up, and because I think when you guys go to Trinidad, you're gonna be treated properly.
What does that mean? Sticks and stones? What does that
Um,
mean?
I don't think you will have any trouble. You won't have any trouble getting your press pass. Uh,
Oh.
we, we're gonna take care. Of you. We're gonna take care of you in Trinidad.
Okay. Well, you won't have to get any
Um,
press pass in Jamaica. You'll only have problem getting a seat at the national stadium. Hey, JFF, I'm gonna say this JFF out loud. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't do it. Let me just call. I'm gonna talk to Simon. I'm not gonna go to
and
political
and
with this.
and and if you want, we could arrange a party for your boys the night before the game.
Don't let this don't let that Latin American and be outside the hotel window making noise all night. Okay.
We could make sure you all have fun.
Anyway, I see Mr. Galaxy here saying, to be clear, I would like a Greenwood hat trick in Trinidad. That's not my prediction. We gotta make sure Greenwood come first.
You have a guy that comes on your show. He's gonna show up. He's gonna show up probably this evening
You talking about
sometime. He always
cataract?
have.
You talking about cataract? You must have
Yes,
cataract.
yes. He's gonna come with some predictions. He can't go to Trinidad though. I'm gonna. Anyhow, let me call him Minister of Foreign Affairs tomorrow. I'm gonna call him Minister of Foreign Affairs tomorrow. He can't go to Trinidad. I know you're probably
Uh,
listening. But you go.
you know what? This is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm serious. This is gonna be a lot of fun. This whole thing
No,
with
no.
Bermuda, Bermuda, Trinidad, Curacao, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We ain't got none of us have to go to Latin America, so we skip that piece. That's a good thing. A good thing.
it's good to go Curacao that time of the year and spend a couple of days. Jamaica. It's good to go spend a couple of days that time of the year. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be expensive but good. Expensive but
But
good.
you have when the schedule come out, buying your tickets and your booking your hotels early actually,
Yeah, well,
because
I,
it.
I don't have,
Can you
I don't have,
imagine? Think
I,
about when you went to the World Cup and we went to the World Cup. It's crazy, right?
yeah, yeah. The World Cup in 2006 was it probably harder to get tickets now than back then.
No, what I mean, not the World Cup, no. I mean the preparation part, meaning the final round
Uh
when
huh.
you're trying to qualify and you're doing really well
Uh
and the
huh.
crowd is motivated and you're playing home games, you're playing home. That's crazy, much as to get to the World Cup itself, where it's going to be hard to get tickets to the World Cup, frankly.
No, to get to the World Cup is
I think I lost Andre. The feed is not the greatest where he is. Andre lives out in down south, people. I call it in the bush. And then he and I argue all the time about I live in New York. And he said we have the tall building. That's my fault. It's not my fault. It's his fault. Why Jamaicans so arrogant, people? Hmm? We're gonna top the group easy. A team that struggled to beat BVI. Come on, I'm not saying that. Would I expect us to win? Yes. When we bring in the next 15 players, yes, we'll get beaten for doing this exaggerated number. When the team is settled, let me put it that way. When the team is settled and we have all our full complement of players and they're gelling, I expect us to win the group. Yes, I do. I expect us to win the group. But we're gonna have a tough game. Curacao is gonna be tough. Trinidad gonna be tough. Trinidad beat the US in Trinidad. They lost 2-1 to Costa Rica, so they're not rolling over to anybody. But I think we'll have the quality if we don't have injuries, if everybody's available, to do really well actually. And people are gonna be excited. The people are gonna compete. I'm telling you, all the players that play for Jamaica now, but that's in the 60-man squad and the additional ones, give them what's come out, and there's a chance to go to World Cup. Man, want to go World Cup, people. I tell you that right now. We're gonna complete the recruiting by end of August, is my view. Obviously, you always have one or two spots open, and take it from there. Should be fun. I think we have lost Andre, but I'm looking forward to um, this tournament. I'm looking forward to the process and the journey to get to the World Cup, which is you have 6 games you need to play against the 3 teams we see here. There should be really good games. My hope is that the Jamaica fans will travel. What do I mean? Go to Curacao, go to Trinidad, go to Bermuda, and fill up. I'm not worried about the stadium being filled because when I was at the game the other day against Guatemala, which was a game which was a meaningless game actually, I was at the stadium was what 60% full. So I would expect that this time around it will really be full actually. I think Andre is trying to come back on.
yeah.
Andre, you're
Can you
back.
hear me? Yeah, I'm here. I'm
Yeah,
here.
we can hear you now. We know you.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the bush you go into very dark areas. So we understand. We understand.
Somebody from Trinidad interrupted the call with a text, and the
Oh, so
text said,
Trinidad getting excited. But listen, they're going
"Yeah,
to World Cup.
they he said we are going to the World Cup."
So what bus are you guys taking? Which World Cup games you going to? Like England or Brazil? Which one are you going to?
Oh, no, I would, Brazil, Brazil. Hey,
I'm
CONCACAF
glad.
delivered.
Wait. I'm glad you guys can get tickets to go to the World Cup to go to those games. Because I don't think it's the one where you win the zone you're going. You better go beat some Oceania team. Beat some Oceania team. Somebody says Curacao game will be tricky because artificial turf. Well, they gotta come play on grass, so yeah, yeah. Yes, I did meet Brando out in Dallas actually. I did travel a little bit, even though I hate flying.
Did you hear
Yes,
me, Jackie?
I can hear you now. Yes, you're saying
Okay. Yeah, the rain is raining very heavy here.
I can hear the rain actually. It is actually very loud.
Yeah, it's raining very heavy. Yeah, people are driving at 40 miles an hour.
It's kind of funny.
It's
I was coming down from
Uh,
Kingston to Montego Bay. So when I passed
mhm.
Spanish Town, it's raining hard. When I hit like Old Harbor, it stops. When I hit like Chilon, it's pouring. Whenever it's Montego Bay, it stops. I'm trying to figure out how it works. It's like the rainfall in segments. I thought I was in Florida or something.
Yeah, I just drove into this where I was coming from. There was no rain,
Yeah, yeah. But no, this
and all of
look,
a
this is gonna
sudden
be a lot
there's
of fun,
rain.
people. So now, if you're in media, people, you know what? I gotta put off this whole not doing Reggae Boys because this is gonna be a lot of fun talking football. I may have to go against my word. I have to become a man of less integrity. This is gonna be a lot of fun talking football.
You got to make up your mind.
Uh,
You need people.
I'm not changing. I'm not
You need
changing.
to tell
Can
the
I get three
people that
thousand?
you
I'm not. No, no.
ended the boycott.
People. No, I'm not ending a boycott. I didn't end a boycott. That's not true.
You are,
I didn't end the boycott.
so so what are you doing? Tell us what are you doing? What are you doing? What's your position right now?
I am like the JFF. I vacillate a lot, people. I vacillate a lot. I go back up. I go back and forth. I'm like Trump. I'm like Trump. I'm like Trump. Tariff today, no tariff tomorrow. I'm like, no, I haven't changed my mind, people. I haven't changed my mind. It still stands. I haven't changed my mind.
You
No
haven't
matter what
changed your
happens,
mind from. Hold on. Let's for clarity. For clarity, you haven't changed your mind from what? From boycotting or not boycotting? Because right now I'm confused, and I'm sure the people in the chat is confused as well in
so am I.
regards to your
So
position.
so 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 am I.
Yeah, Yankee
I am
say
confused now.
boycotting, and then show up at a press conference asking
Okay,
questions.
people. Andres, hey, people, let me just say this, people. Andres beating me because I said I'm not going to any press conferences, right? I'm done because the coach was asked a question. So we had a press conference 9 o'clock the day before the Guatemala game. I didn't go to the press conference. I ignored it. I went to the stadium and CC took me around. CC was wonderful, by the way, people. So CC don't become my friend, so we can't criticize him again. But anyway, you don't criticize friends. So CC joined the friend group. So CC's late. So I go to the stadium. I'm late to get to the stadium. And CC got to take me home because I didn't rent a car because there's too many cars in Jamaica. I don't want to drive here. I just don't want to drive for some reason on the wrong side of the road because I will get hit like 10 cars driving cars. But anyway, I digress. So we're in the stadium. I'm there with Eddie Guno and CC. And the game is done. I'm getting ready to go. And CC said, no, he said, no, we're going to the press conference. I was like, okay. I come with you guys, but I'm not asking any question. I get to the press conference and I get, you have to ask a question. You have to ask a question. What am I going to do? Say, no, I'm not asking a question when I'm getting, and I acquiesce the pressure. What am I going to say?
So I am disappointed because
So
since
am I. So am I.
since
So am I.
since 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 I met you, and I never had the impression that people could make you do things against your will. I mean,
Me neither. Me neither. So you see, I'm flexible. I'm flexible, people. See that, people? I'm
no,
flexible.
no, that's not flexibility. that's not that's not, that's not, that's not flexibility at all. But it's okay. You can renege on that, yeah, and go to the press conference
No,
and do your thing.
no, seriously, I didn't plan to go. First of all, if I'm gonna go to a press conference, people, I am sitting down 2 or 3 hours before, even the next day, before day, and think about my question. I don't just go to press conference, just ask question off the top, I can do that, and I did the other night, by the way. But I want to go through like 10, 15 questions with the view that if I go to press conference and the first five are taken, I have five backup, right? So I think about these things. When I went to the press conference, I had no questions planned. It was all impromptu. And you always second guess yourself. You know what? Should I have asked a different question? And you believe everyone wants to hear an answer for. And that's what I think about it. So you should always prepare for these situations. Yes, the speed of thought and quality of thought is always a good thing, but preparation is also the best thing. And I wasn't prepared for that press conference or to ask any question. But Eddie Gooder and Cece were like, you gotta ask a question, you gotta ask a question. And I'm a guest. So I
So
followed the lead.
so cranky. On a serious note, as far as the World Cup is concerned, right now, starting on Monday,
Yeah.
is the Club World Cup. $1 billion, $1 billion in prizes at stake. The winner get 100 and 125 million, I think it is. The
Okay.
team for qualifying get about 9.5 million, plus their bonuses
Damn.
for advancing, and none of that money, no team from the English speaking Caribbean is getting a dime of that. So it would really be good if two teams from the Caribbean, both Jamaica and Trinidad, could bring back some of that World Cup money. And this is happening in North America, right in our back door, right? So um,
So here,
that's
so are you suggesting collusion?
um. Hey,
Wait,
Cranky,
wait, you want me to expand the MOU? You want me to expand the
let's
MOU? Wait, wait.
let's just let my people talk to your people and let
Okay,
them figure it
okay.
out.
You know let the American people talk to each other, right? They talk to each other, especially the referees. They talk to each other. I would love if one can go to the World Cup. One
Yeah,
goes straight, can one go via the other route, right? Because they both can go. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
As long as you get there, because at the end of the day, that's quite a bit of revenue for development, right?
It's a lot of money for development. You and
Yeah,
I have talked about this, right? Which is
yeah,
we are very disappointed about how the Caribbean is operating when it comes to CONCACAF. Let's be honest. You and I have talked about this, which is
yep,
we got 3/4 of the voting power, and we got zero of the influence. Frankly,
yeah.
as I'm
Zero
concerned,
influence.
zero influence and all the voting power. Like it's like you're the electorate, and you have a chance to elect your leaders, and you have no say when they get elected because you're about the process about what they do, and they treat you like garbage. Like that's ridiculous, and that needs to change. Just up Omar, that needs to change. So I would mind both teams go to the World Cup. They each get the 12 million, maybe more than 12 million, because when we both get to the World Cup, Andre, we're not satisfied being in the first round. You know how
Yeah,
that works. We don't want a first round exit. We want to go to the next round. So
yeah. I
hopefully
think
we can both go and then see what happens.
yeah. I mean, you gotta do more than participation, and I know Dwight has said that there's some players coming in as well. He's been talking to some players, and you have some more players coming in, so
And by
that'd
the
be
way,
interesting.
let me say this. If Dwight York is saying that, that means you ain't got no PICA issue where it take 2 years to get your papers then.
No,
Right?
I think our system, there's limitations in it, but I think there's an override in terms of the I think the Minister of Foreign Affairs, if he sign off on it, it would happen in terms of not parents but grandparents. Parents is easy, grandparents is a little bit more. The system doesn't cater for that except outside of getting it signed off. So I think there's a process in place for that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, look, I think every government will, they're not necessarily bend the rules, but if it's in their ability to make it convenient for their teams to do well, then they should do so. Why wouldn't they?
But look, when we must mention, I always feel the need to mention in in this part of the conversation, it, it, it's okay to do it. It's available. A lot of countries are doing it. There's nothing wrong with it, but we must develop local football simultaneously. We must
Yeah. Yeah, no,
we
I
must
agree.
have in place things that could bring players to the level, because you always make an argument that we have not developed a world class midfielder from the Caribbean, right?
In the
And
history in the
there's a
history of
reason for that.
football. In the
Yeah,
history of football.
yeah, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, that's damning actually. That's damning.
Yeah, and the information is available now. We just need to create the environment. I think if we focus on that like we're supposed to, because when you look back, when I look at the Club World Cup, there was enough time from the time they announced that they're moving it to 38 teams or 32 teams, whatever the case may be, for a local club to try to make a case for it, right? I mean, Cavaliers did the best, I'm
Right.
sure, with the players that they have, and they got to where they got to, and you can't fault them for that. But you have other clubs with more resources. The Defense Force in Trinidad and Tobago, they have resources, right? They sign in the best players. You have Mount Pleasant, they have resources. Um, so it's kind of unfortunate that that probably wasn't on the plate as part of their ambition to try to get there, because they probably didn't see the potential.
Yeah, the question is though, you're making a great point, Andre, which is if you think about raw materials, we have all the raw material, right?
We do.
Including the intellect, which we don't exploit as much as we should. And yet, the complaint we're saying we don't have the material resources. So, if you have better raw material and I have more resource, isn't there some place in the middle that we should both end up?
Look, let me make a point to you. When in life, in our individual life, when we our when there are obstacles in front of us, right? We use it as motivation, right, to get what we want to get, to fulfill our ambition.
That is true.
It seems as though in the region we complain about the obstacles and make it a permanent fixture, right? It
It's a
seems as though
permanent deterrent. It's a permanent deterrent to achieving goals.
a permanent deterrent, right? That's the right word. As a permanent deterrent because we complain about it. It don't seem like it says, you know what? This is because look, there there's money. There's money. It's how we utilize it, right? And if we want to develop players, we could
Andre
develop
losing Andre
players.
people. Hey Andre,
Yeah, yeah.
you sure need the old Jack Warner in this time. So you'll be the World Cup. You may not even have to play to get to the World Cup. You need
but 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 by the way, I heard Simon Jordan compared him to Abramovich this morning.
really that
Yeah,
bad?
yeah.
Is
Well,
that good or bad? Abramovich has a
but
lot of money and he won a lot of things.
yeah, but Simon Jordan is also controversial, right?
Yeah,
So,
I know what he's saying. I know what he's saying. I know
yeah,
what he's saying.
there's a guy that wrote a book about what happened with Abramovich, the sale of Chelsea, basically, and that period of time. He interviewed him for about 5 hours. So they were interviewing that guy this morning. It was a really good conversation. I think the book sound like it's worth a read because the guy he actually got to interview Abramovich and he interviewed a lot of people that was involved in the process at the time and how it unfolded and how Abramovich dealt with it. And it sounded like a really good read.
Well, Abramovich did a lot of things under the table, didn't he? So
Well,
he paid people off the books, circumvent FFP, a lot of stuff. We won't talk about him a lot, but he did
yeah,
a lot of stuff, which are funny actually. But let's go back to the topic at hand.
yeah.
People, we have three groups of four. Panama, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Suriname is here on the screen. And group one. We expect Panama to come through. Jamaica, Curacao, Trinidad to Bermuda. We expect Bermuda and Curacao to drop out. Trinidad to play Oceania and Jamaica to go through. And in Group C, we have Costa Rica, Honduras, Haiti, and Nicaragua. We expect Costa Rica to go through, and Haiti and Honduras to fight up for the next spot. I am saying that the two teams coming out from Group C and Group B in terms of two best place finishers, second place. That's my view.
It's hard to make predictions. It's very, very hard to make
No, it's
predictions.
easy to make prediction. You can easily make prediction all you want.
The way CONCACAF set this up, I mean, it could have been easier for Panama. Who's in Panama group?
It's El Salvador, Guatemala, and Suriname.
Yeah, they know each other. Suriname is a tough cookie in that group.
Yeah,
They actually make it competitive in you know that, right?
yeah. No, they did. Yeah,
Why,
yeah.
yeah, while we were thinking that the seeded teams was a no-brainer, it doesn't look that way anymore.
No, I think what they have done actually
It doesn't
is
look that way anymore.
they steered it by strength. So I thought though Honduras would be in the Jamaica group. That's what I thought. I thought it would make it. So Honduras to
You
me is
thought?
probably. I thought Honduras would be in the Jamaica group actually. That's what I thought. But I think they were agnostic about who sits in Group A, B, and C. It wasn't based on ranking, right? Because Costa Rica ranked ahead of us. So I thought they
No,
would have done it based. Yeah.
what one was the seeded teams.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is this: I thought it would have been, even though you're in Part One, you still. I thought there'd be seeding in Part One. So Panama, Costa Rica, Jamaica, and then what you do is the strongest team would play the weakest team in Part One.
No.
That's what I thought they would do.
They were
That's what I thought they
drawing.
would
They
have
were
done. Is actually, yeah,
when they
it's
joined
more
from a
random.
bowl.
It's more random. It's more random. Yeah, it was random. It was
Yeah,
random.
yeah. Or at
I
least,
thought the best way to do it was
hold on,
if
hold
they
on, hold
want
on.
people. Yeah.
You have to be careful. It look random.
Okay, fine. It looked random. It looked random. It looked random. Yeah.
Look, when
Uh,
and you can't be mad at CONCACAF when Trinidad and Tobago played St. Kitts and Nevis in the Gold Cup in 23. There was less than, I think it was less than 4,000 people in the stadium, right? The-
yeah, but
the-
this is the World Cup qualifier though. It's a different story because all the games are played in the US, right? These games gonna be played at your house. Your house gonna sell out.
yeah, yeah,
Your house gonna
yeah.
sell out. Automatically
That,
sell out.
this
So
this is good.
everybody's house sell out. Then it's all sell out. Actually.
Especially if Trinidad have a good performance in the Gold Cup, people are gonna show up. I think people is responding. The fans seem to responding to Dwight York being the coach.
Right.
Nostalgia sells in the Caribbean. That's a
And it
good thing.
does.
That's a good thing for the federation. They're gonna they're gonna make some money, and maybe they figure out what an endowment is by that time. And
People, if you don't know the joke, I'm gonna keep it a joke. So Trinidad call-in show with a host and the president of Trinidad Football Association. A caller proposed they have an endowment in Trinidad where they have an endowment. You know, endowment is where you sort of contribute money. I'm gonna call it a pot of money, and you invest that money and take the proceeds to do something with it. Endowment now involves charitable organization, but let's consider it to be a lot of people contribute money um, to a pot. You take that money, invest it, you generate some income, and can do what you want with the income. The person's suggestion mainly is if you want to support the football and have sustainable revenues, should have an endowment. Well, they asked the president about this. He went on a tangent talking about the coaching that they're doing as a revenue generation stream. And that's the only stream he mentioned. He never touched endowment. And the joke is that, well, did you really understand what an endowment entails? And is that why he never really approached and addressed the endowment? And I also was a bit disappointed in his answer because I thought he would have talked about things like commercialization of the product and revenue generation through sales of jerseys, sponsorship, gate receipts. None of that came up in the discussion about revenue generation. It was all about the coaching. That's why you hear me in one show was giving Rudolph and others a hard time about being used by Trinidad to generate money for true coaching. But as Andre say, maybe he just went over his head and he never got that far.
you plan to go to the game in Trinidad, right?
No, not now. After this, not after what I just said. No.
Yeah, that's what you just said. You get stopped at the border.
I don't mean that the guy who went there in fatigues and they held him up.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to maintain the good view I have of Trinidad. Actually, I have a friend in Trinidad, so I may go to Trinidad. Actually, I
No,
have a friend
no,
in Trinidad who lives in
you,
Trinidad. I
you
may
should
go. I may go.
you should go and eat some good doubles, and
No, no, I'm gonna bring my own food. I ain't no doubles and no triples.
it's good. Where you needed to carry your own food was Jamaica.
The funny thing, Andre, when I came down, because I don't eat
Yeah.
food on the plane. Food on the plane, right? So I bought in New York. I bought some. I bought my dinner for people. My flight was
Mm.
at 4 o'clock. I bought my dinner with me. It was salmon. I had some dumpling and rice and peas, and I had something else, right? Good food, I'm telling you. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm starving. I get to the airport. I get to the counter. The custom agent in Jamaica said, "Do you have any food with you?" No, I don't know how to lie, to be honest. I said yes. She's like, "What kind of food do you have?" I said, "Oh, it's cooked food," because I thought cooked food goes in it. She's like, "Look on the board. Where's the food?" And threw it in the garbage.
They throw your food in the garbage.
Yep, threw my food in the garbage.
And it was
no, no,
cooked.
no. It was cooked. Yeah, they're saying
Wow.
whether it's cooked or raw, they don't allow it in the country. So
Wow. That's interesting.
because I always carry
Um,
food on the plane.
for
I had a
most
bag. Hey,
places.
no, Andre. I carry a bag with food, Andre, because I have a very sensitive stomach. I carry a bag with food.
Mm. Yeah,
But
I came on stuff too, unless because I don't eat what they eat.
someone
I
says,
don't.
Ricardo says, can you imagine Trinidad qualifying over Jamaica? Week long holiday. No. 4 years of beating,
Hold
four
on.
years of ribbing.
I
Which
don't
one do you
understand.
want?
I don't understand that question.
No, it's a comment. It's a comment slash question. Can you imagine Trinidad qualifying over Jamaica? Week-long holiday. No, I say week-long. 4 years of
Yeah,
Andre
no.
calling me saying, "Hey, Cranky, are you gonna go to the World Cup? Are you gonna buy some tickets to go to the World Cup?" Would you like you try to get some from Trinidad? But some playing,
I've maintained I want both countries to go, right? So it would be disappointing. It would be bitter. It would be bittersweet.
Bittersweet.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would be bittersweet.
I think we. You know what? I think we're gonna both gonna go. That's my opinion.
I think we have outside of, if you take away the football, from a cultural perspective, we both would have something to add to the environment, because in 2006 when I was there, that people really appreciated, at the time we were the smallest country. They appreciate the culture. Russell and them was still playing in Europe, and I remember going to a game. I think it's the game against, who was it, Sweden or somebody, and the people had on their country shirt and they had on a Trinidad shirt underneath, which was quite interesting.
That's
And
interesting. Actually, is it because the confidence they're gonna beat you, or just love the country? Which one?
well,
Or both? Or both? Or both?
I mean, they were supporting the country, but they showed some. I, I I hate to use the word love, but they showed some liking to the culture, and
Yeah, no, I think that happens with like Trinidad and Jamaica of the world. Because when I went to the 2012 Olympics in London, I can tell you I was a celebrity for a number of hours because people want to take pictures with me. I have my Jamaican colors on. I drop my little patois here and there to make them know I'm authentic, and they want to take pictures. They thought I knew both. It was fun
no,
being a celebrity for a day, actually.
no, the next few months is going to be good. The next few months is going to be good. I think
So wait, Andre. First responder says, "Cranky, you must believe in God tonight." Andre, don't I believe in God, Andre?
no, you don't.
Jesus.
You
People,
question. You
no, 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 no.
question. You question. I,
People, let me just say this. Let me say,
I think it's wrong to say you don't believe.
exactly. So, people, let me just say this. Um, I believe there's a manipulative being or beings someplace. I don't believe in Jesus. Let me be frank. There's a difference, right? There's a difference. Jesus is supposed to be come from a woman. I don't believe in men. I ain't worshiping no man. I believe in an omnipotent being, and therefore I believe in God. And if that's the case, but wait, God made me. He didn't say you can question and challenge and query. But then I'd be a person without a brain. I don't understand how people think that way. If I can't question and ask questions, what am I, a robot?
There's nothing. There's not.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with anybody questioning.
Yes.
I think the only thing I would say is, as long as they're being intellectually honest with the question.
No. It's when you use the word believe, people, it changes everything. I'm telling you, it's not factual evidence. Science is evidence. Believing is not evidence. I believe I'm 6'7". Well, I'm not. I'm 6 foot. I know I'm 6 foot. I don't believe. I believe that there's no way in heck Trinidad is not going to the World Cup.
Cranky, you have to take this. You have to take this into consideration, and most people in the chat, that most Jamaican fans who support the Jamaican team, have to take
Yes.
into consideration that over the past couple of years, Trinidad have not enjoyed
Yeah,
the
that's true.
type of resources that Jamaica have enjoyed, and the experiences that Jamaica have had, but we seem to be right there alongside you
That's
still,
true.
right?
Yep.
So I think that must mean something, and I think from that perspective, you need to be concerned a little bit.
Why everybody beat me about this California thing? People, we're here to talk football. We're not talking about California. Um, it's not. It's not. It's all of our fight, but we're not talking about California. We're talking about football, and we may tinkering some God in there. Don't come on this channel talking about God gonna make us win. Then God has been preferential treatment to Jamaicans and Trinidadians. That can't be right. God is supposed to be for everyone equally, right? So let's put that out there. Trinidad has had some tough time financially. right? Caused by poor administration, like a lot of Caribbean countries, frankly. But Dwight York has given the country optimism. He's a returning son. He's a brilliant footballer. They hope he can bring some of that experience to the country and to the team to allow them to do well. So I wish him the best of luck, frankly, except when he plays Jamaica.
Luck, the best of luck, except for when he
Yes,
plays Jamaica. You
yes.
want, you want a good game. You want it to be competitive.
I don't know. If I give you luck, that means I'm thinking about you want to win. I don't want you to beat Jamaica. I
Yeah,
have no
football.
desire for you to beat us.
Football is funny, and I respect it. I respect it from that perspective that on it's played on the pitch, it's played inside of the white lines, and on game day, you do have the potential to put down very good performances. According to your coach, you've been inconsistent. There's nothing outside after the Gold Cup. There's nothing more. And look, these guys are playing football at the highest level. Things happen. You don't want anything to happen to anybody, but things happen. You never know what's going to happen up the road. So we'd see. And and as you mentioned earlier, Pika is slow, right?
Yeah, I just got this thing on my phone. Israel attacked Iran.
Are you
What? What?
serious?
Yeah, let me just state the article. It's from the New York Times, and I don't subscribe to the Times anymore because they're very
Very
biased. They're very biased newspaper. Let me just say if that's true.
very
Israel
very late
attacked.
last night. There was a conversation about that.
Um, yeah,
That's
yeah.
not a
It
good
says
thing.
they appears they so um Israel prepared for possible strike. Something says it just came and said they attacked them, but this is all saying,
Yeah, that
and
would not.
it's 4 hours ago. It just came. Let me see something. Google News. This is not good, people. It's very disruptive because there's knock-on effect across the world when that happened between Muslims and others. You got to be careful on that. Um, and we had, uh, I don't see it, but it just came across my thing, so I gotta look. Let's see what happened.
What do you think is going to happen? Already I read today that Mexico asked to be moved from their hotel because of what's going on in California. Um, and be relocated. How you think?
We have to be very careful, Andre, about the whole World Cup thing and
Mm,
what's transpiring now. It can spiral out of control, people. I'm telling you, easily. Especially we have these conflicts occurring. Like we have UK and Russia, which people lose interest in, though hundreds of thousands are dying. We have the Middle East, which Israel is doing what Israel is doing, and they're allowed to do it by the United States and other countries. Frankly, even though Europe is pushing back. And then we have what's happening in the US with Trump trying to satisfy his campaign promises and trying to deport any and everybody and doing it in a very draconian way. And people are gonna push back.
so
And when they
so
push back, it's gonna be difficult. You and I gotta find some bunker to go in and go wait it out.
so if we look at it says just now the World Cup could be in jeopardy. Historically though, wars have not wars have been stopped to allow football matches to play, right?
Yeah, but think about this. The
Um,
1980 Olympics did the West boycotted, right? Most of the West, when Russia invaded Afghanistan, right? And then subsequently, the 84 Olympics was boycotted by Russia and Eastern Europe because of the previous boycott. So you have to have some precedents where these things have occurred. And we're in a difficult time now. Trump is the president. He's a very divisive president. People are not, the people who support Trump don't realize what Trump entails. And so if you have a situation now where football, which is supposed to be non-political, is going to become
Cranky,
political. Yeah,
cranky. You
yeah.
have to you have to cross the border back into this place. Leave these people alone, please.
I'm British. I'm British.
Yeah, yeah, but you want to live in America. I'm sure.
No, I bought my Jamaican passport and a British passport.
Yeah,
No, actually, no, you know what? I don't have a British passport with me. I
there,
didn't renew it. I have a Jamaican
there's
passport. I have an American passport. So
okay. So you have the choice. You have three places you can live, and you've choose to live in America.
yeah, but Jamaica look good to me nowadays.
Yeah.
Jamaica look good.
Un- until
It's not in Jamaica I left. Jamaica look really good. I'm telling you. Uh, just a little bit hot, actually. Just a little bit hot.
you spend some time the other day researching, and you did a show about about the law in Jamaica when it comes to what was the lawsuit about again?
Defamation.
Defamation. You don't want to live under that system. I know that.
I just have to make friends with the people in power. I keep my damn mouth shut. I keep my mouth shut.
You don't want to give that up. So leave those people alone.
All right, fine. Let me just say this, people. Andre is right. If you don't understand how far Trump and his people are going, they're going to the extreme, and they're allowed to. But let me just tell people this, which you don't understand. When you're in the military, you're not allowed in the military to do certain things, which I'm going to call it contrary to humanity, right? So you can follow orders against court martial. If I tell you to go kill somebody who's an innocent civilian, you can't do it. If you do it, you're accountable. So you can tell somebody to go do certain things, like the rioters and the rioters are doing certain things inappropriate. You can push back against them, but you got to be careful. Even those individuals, because you may not be in power 4 years from now. There's something called repercussions, right? You can them or because Trump is immune from prosecution. Sorry, people to make this political. So Trump can do what the hell he wants to do. But if you're anybody else who in Trump administration, you're not immune from prosecution. So you can be an idiot and do what you want to do and act stupid, but you can pay for it later. You can pay for it later. But anyway, too much politics. Back to the football.
The
Back to the
the
football.
when is the schedule coming out, Cranky?
No, I don't know yet, actually. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think that's a game to have maybe the second window.
Yeah.
I'd like us to put some points on the board first and go into
Okay.
that game with confidence.
So you want to beat some smaller team first and then come play us? That's what you're saying.
There's no small team in the group.
Yeah, that's true.
After,
Well,
after,
small population wise, but not small in terms of their stature and how they play.
yeah, I think
Right?
yeah, everybody there is going to show up. Everybody there is going to show up. But I'm looking forward to it.
So Andre, you're acting. Are you a Trump supporter?
Why Drew us always trying to cause problems?
Even though he write a question in a sentence, in a statement, it's not
Uh,
really a question. He said Andre is a Trump supporter. Then he put a question. No, it
I
didn't say
support.
it didn't say is Andre a Trump supporter. It says Andre Trump supporters. I'm not sure if the question was meant to be there or not.
Yes, tell him yes, I am.
He says he supports his president because he's
Of course.
American. Because he's a traitor for Trinidad, so he supports his president. He's a traitor. I don't care what anybody says. I ain't supporting Trump. I don't care what anybody want to say. It ain't happening. He want to ban me from his country, fine. By the way, there ain't no quota in America when it comes to coming in the country. It may be quota in the system now because DEI is gone. So there's a quota in the system. The US have quota too. Maybe I shouldn't beat the JFF that badly. The US have quota. They got rid of DEI. So DEI was a quota, then they have their own quota. They only want certain people persuasion in certain jobs.
you
It's
um
yeah.
you 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 seem, look. You have to be careful, right? You've told us over the, I don't know how long, if whether it's a year or less than a year since you're doing your channel.
It's been a year since June 4th, actually. So it's just over a year.
You told us you're afraid to fly.
Let's not use the word
No,
afraid.
hold on.
Let's back up, back up. No, back up. I'm not
So what?
afraid.
Hold on, hold on,
Um,
hold on.
Look,
I
I don't enjoy heights. I don't enjoy heights.
so
Let me
here
put it
what?
that way.
I'm not going to generalize, but I'm having this experience when I speak to Jamaicans that they seem to believe that they have the luxury of having an opinion and also shaping my opinion
I just
in
want to make
terms of
sure we're not giving
that.
people misleading information, okay? I don't how I get to Jamaica? Did I take the train? Did I
Okay,
take
you
the
can.
bus?
So
Well,
how should I say it? You're concerned with flying. You're uncomfortable when you fly. Is that correct?
I think we lost Andre.
No, I'm here.
Yeah, how did I get to Jamaica? I'm gonna ask you. How did I get to Jamaica?
Yeah, yeah. You went by plane, but it
Okay,
probably
good,
was.
good, good,
Yeah,
good,
but
good, 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 good.
so how many?
Of my own volition, of my own volition, right?
Yes,
Good.
yes.
Just you don't have to pontificate and, and hesitate. I'm on volition, right? How did I get to Atlanta? How did I get to Atlanta? Just before I came to Jamaica,
Every
by the way, people.
ask the people in the chat if Cranky's afraid to fly. You know what they say?
I don't need their opinion. I don't need their opinion.
And you just added to it this week that you're now afraid to drive in Jamaica. So I said,
No, no, I'm not afraid to drive to Jamaica. I just don't like the connectivity, right? Andre, I'm telling you, Andre, there's my brother from Kingston to Mobile, right?
uh,
I'm filming most of the drive, and I missed some doozies, Andre, some
oh,
doozies. One of the doozies, a man made a turn from the
mhm,
extreme left lane across
mhm,
us to get to a
mhm.
hotel, and my brother's overtaking. He's overtaking so. And you know what? My camera clicked out at the wrong time. I'm telling you, it's. I was pressing so many brakes, left brake, right brake, center brake. It's interesting, interesting.
you're just aging, man. You've been away for too long.
No, he drives like Lewis Hamilton. I tell him all the time. No, he's actually a brilliant driver. He drives like Lewis Hamilton.
I drive when I go Trinidad. Um,
I used
you
to
just
drive in Jamaica, but I just driven there in a while. I used to
look,
drive it.
you just have to stay on your side of the road. That's all you have to do, and you'll be all
Yeah,
right.
yeah. No, 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 no. That's not true. That's not true. I'm gonna give you an example, Andre.
Mm,
I got off the plane going to
uh,
the US on last week. When did I come down? Last week Saturday. So it was about 10 o'clock at night, Andre.
mm,
We're driving from the airport to my hotel, and there's a stretch to go from the airport to the runabout at Harborview.
uh,
There are two lanes on each side until it becomes one lane on each side. Now,
uh,
granted, I've been to Jamaica since COVID, right? So I don't know if they
uh,
changed the construct.
uh,
A SUV, a big SUV, not enormous SUV. There's a long line of traffic, and he's overtaking everybody, Andre. So I thought it became a two-way, Andre. I swear.
uh.
It's when we got to about 600 meters down, I realized it was still one lane on each side, Andre. He
Yeah,
overtook everyone at a high rate of speed. We're not talking about him just going in and out of traffic, you know. He went down. So if he hit anybody, it's curtains.
be
So there's
be
some
be
people who are driving who have no sense, frankly, none.
be clear. You have to spell a high rate of speed.
So let's say he's
That's
going 70 miles an hour on a
uh
stretch where most people are going 35.
yeah.
So the traffic is backed up, and he's just flying. Crazy, crazy. That's madness, frankly, madness.
Yeah.
So I drove away saying, okay, um, yeah, man must have some special powers or something.
just 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 try to stay out of trouble while you're there.
I will do that. I'm gonna close the stream down though because I am so happy Jamaica's going to the World Cup, and Andre will be sit beside me watching us play Germany in the World Cup.
If my ideal situation is that both teams go, I would love my kids to play in our World Cup. If um if if Trinidad doesn't qualify, I'll support Jamaica in the World Cup.
You know
Um,
how Jamaica will support Trinidadians too, and they should.
eh?
I think the Caribbeans will support each other regardless of what transpires. Unless when they play each other, you want to
Yeah,
win,
yeah,
but yeah, they
yeah.
should
You
support
want to
each
win?
other.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I think there's some people I don't look like when we talk, and there's others when you talk. It's a friendly banter, right?
Yeah.
But I think some people try to make it into something that it isn't, right? That it be a little bit more fierce than that, and I don't think that should be the case because at the end of the day, um, if we could work together, maybe we'd have been getting some of that money that's being shared around in North America with the Club World Cup.
You know what I
Um,
think? Because I do believe that people. the more the public get involved in any activity, the more they influence change. Because we have
Yeah.
to understand society is a collective of people. It's a collection of people, right? If
Hmm.
a lot of people are saying they don't agree with something, they're gonna use their power to change things.
Right.
And the Caribbean, which has like a 70% voting power in the region, has to stop. I don't want to use a bad word, but they have to change how they're behaving. It's ridiculous. They have to get more power in CONCACAF.
I think we need transformative leadership. I think we need people who already is they have they're secured and they're not doing it um to enrich themselves, and they have leadership qualities that could bring people together.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have to confront these institutions. You have to go to them and fight. And I think this young man from Grenada I think he has those qualities. The
Yeah.
president of the Grenadian Football Federation,
Yeah. What's his name? Why am I having a blank here? It'll come to me.
Marlon Glee.
Marlon. Marlon. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you an interview that he did recently. He's doing a lot of work for
I
Grenada.
met Marlon, and Marlon's supposed to come on my channel. I met Marlon in Texas. I think I haven't
Uh,
come. I'm gonna reach out to him so I can get him to come on the channel actually. No,
yeah, I think.
Marlon's very smart. And Marlon's worked at FIFA too, so he knows how FIFA works.
Yeah. He's a bright guy. I think he's a lawyer as well, right? And
Yeah, he's a lawyer by trade. Yeah, he's a
yeah,
lawyer.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got a good mind, and he's actually doing the work. He's actually doing the work.
It
I mean,
appears that way.
no, he's doing the work. Grenada played Russia there. They in Russia. Um, that was quite. And in his interview, he talked about how much other countries, how many other games that he's working
How
on,
many what? How many
how many
what?
other games that he's working on for Grenada for the windows coming up. He talked about it in the interview. I'll send it to you. I'll
Okay.
send it to you. Uh, um, it was a really good interview.
Yeah,
Really, really
no.
good
Look,
interview.
when you have smart people, as you said, use the word transformative, who are motivated, who are not in just in it for the paycheck, who have the experience and the know-how and understand the inner workings of the organization that they're working with, they can do well. They can do well.
And and
I
and
I
we
I, I think that's lacking in the Caribbean, frankly.
yeah, I think it starts with ambition, right? The ability to work together and take whatever resources we have and make it work. I think we see it. We always talk about what we don't have and what we can do, right? And we never ask, like, this is how your brain work. If you say to yourself, say, I cannot do this, right? Then it's over. But if you
Right.
ask yourself, how can I do this? Then your brain starts to work, right? And look for a solution. And I don't think we're asking ourselves those questions. We just say, well, we can't do it because we don't have this.
Totally agree.
And
With that, I'm gonna close the stream down, Andre.
all
I will
right.
say this, people, before I go, that I did go to dinner last night with a colleague. That's all I'll say. Have a good night, Andre.
All right. All right, Jackie. A colleague, eh? By the
I
time
went
you
to dinner
get
with
back here,
no,
it
no.
might be you went to dinner with a
Wait.
friend.
I went to dinner with an associate last night. But I say, everyone, thanks for being here. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I hope you're pleased with the draw because I think it was a very good draw. I am not going to play music to go out. Just to say, please hit the like button. Please share the video. I'm running for a reason, Brian. Please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. I see you. And don't forget to subscribe. Because I only have 2 more days to get to a certain place. I have no comment, Brian Burke. Okay. Good night, people. Peace out. Bless up. Thanks.